All right, a couple minutes before 9:30. I told everyone to tune in early, so hopefully you are ready. I've got a couple very special guests in the studio. You know it's a big deal when our general manager, Roger LeMay, is here, but I want to turn the spotlight on to our star of the moment. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
My favorite, Kathy O'Connell, is here, and she's got some news to share with you.
Yeah, I discovered WXPN in fall of 1987 when they started taking a national show I was co-hosting called Kids America. And a couple of months after XPN started carrying us, Kids America got canceled because we lost our funding. Sound familiar? And as soon as the announcement went out, I got a phone call from then manager of XPN, Mark First. And he said, so you want to come to Philadelphia and do a kids show by yourself? And I said, since my grandmother had instilled a fear of unemployment in me, and I said, sure, I'll give Philly a year. Sure. And I found family. I found my best friends. I found an incredibly engaged and supportive community. And since January of 1988, I have had the best job at the best radio station at the happiest place on earth. And you know I truly feel that way. But I'm tired. You know I'm always trying to get people to do things for me. Because I'm old, and I think it's time to go on to whatever's next. You know I'm never leaving WXPN.
You always say we can't get rid of that easy.
You really can't. This is my home. And I got people I want to thank, but that's a little what. But I got to go to a quote that has been on my mind a lot. From the Mary Tyler Moore Show, from Mary Richards on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. I get to thinking that my job is too important to me. And I tell myself that the people I work with are just the people I work with. But last night I thought, what is family anyway? It's the people who make you feel less alone and really loved. And that's what you've done for me. So thank you, WXPN, everyone, listeners, staff, everyone involved at WXPN. Thank you for being and continuing to be my family, and just keep supporting the radio station that has brought me and Philadelphia, the Delaware Valley, such joy for so long. I am so grateful. Roger knows people keep coming over to me going, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? I am so okay.
Kathy, you are so loved. And the reason that you feel so much joy in your life is because you put so much joy out into the world, and it is karma coming back tenfold to you. We love you, Kathy O'Connell. Roger LeMay is our general manager. Kathy and I are tearing up. Why don't you take a moment to say something?
Well, it's an emotional day. It's an emotional day here at XPN in our community. Kathy, I can't look at you while I'm talking about this. It's a very emotional day. Throughout our community, there's a lot of people who's, have raised their kids listening to Kids Corner, including my own daughter, Rose, and who's listening right now, and she's kind of mad at me that I'm letting this happen. But what's really amazing is a lot of those kids who listen to Kids Corner for a very long time have grown up and have their own kids who are listening to Kids Corner, and a real contribution to the multi-generational nature of our audience. And Kids Corner and you and your producer, Robert Drake, have really been part of the fabric and the identity of this place. And Robert's not going away.
No.
But it's just an irreplaceable thing that you've been able to do, the magic of what you're able to achieve with kids. And one of the things is there's so much educational value, and I was thinking about this morning, so much educational value in Kids Corner, but you don't come at it like a teacher. You come at it like a kid. You come at it from the kid's perspective, and that's the difference. It's not somebody lecturing to them. It's somebody connecting to them on their own level, and that's the magic. I just this past October, after all this time, and we've worked together for 23 years, I couldn't get out of my car listening to you to talk to kids about why they picked the Halloween costume that they did. So, thank you so much. And, I know we've been living with this for a little while, but it's news to a lot of people, and people are going to take a little time to adjust. The good news is you have time, because Kids Corner is going to be with us till the end of June. Just kind of like Kathy's birthday every year, we're going to be saying goodbye for at least a month with a month of 8 final shows and a special event, and all kinds of cool things are going to be happening, and really give Kathy the sort of victory lap, and Kathy's not so much about running the race. She loves the fact that after she wins it, she can run around and wave to the crowd as she goes. So, and we want everybody to participate in that. So, if you go to xpn.org, there's a great article about Kathy and about this announcement. Frankly, we're giving people an opportunity to send their memories and thoughts and whatever about Kids Corner to a treasure chest, and all the information's in that article about Kathy. And I just want to say that we talk a lot at XPN about providing an oasis in difficult times for our audience, and Kathy has provided an oasis for kids here for 37 years. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy. We love you so much. You are a national gem, national treasure that has been shining bright. We're so lucky to have you based here in Philly. We all need to collect ourselves, I think. So I've put together a set of songs so that we can do that and come back and talk a little bit more about our plans for the future as we prepare to let Kathy retire from XPN and Kids Corner. It shouldn't be allowed, but we'll allow it. These tears that we're crying, these are happy tears. These are celebratory tears. Right? Not a lot of people get to decide to step away from a radio career on their own terms. So congratulations to you.
Look what I've gotten to do.
Yes.
And look what I get to do. Come on. I am just so grateful.
We are all so lucky to have you, Kathy. This set of music is for you. My Barbie, I love you. And I know that you love this one from the soundtrack. Here is Pink, which I'm wearing today for you, from Lizzo. Kathy, we got a couple of really nice emails while that set of music was playing that I want to share with you. One from Irene that said she was listening to you on XPN before she was even married, let alone had a kid, and you are the person who got her to continue listening. And also this message from Natalie that says, "Oh, what's sad news? We love Kathy O'Connell. My mom started listening to XPN from Raleigh because she just loved that there was Kids Corner. My husband and I love the segment, even though we don't have kids, because Kathy introduces history lessons neutrally, better than most news stations. And just so sweet to hear such an enthusiastic champion for children. We'll miss hearing your voice each night at 7 p.m. Thank you for all you've given of yourself to Philly and beyond." I think that speaks for all of us. We love you, Kathy O'Connell.
I have had a wonderful run. Roger, you've been close to show business, being in radio. Nobody gets a job for that long in radio.
No one show stays on the air. Yeah, except at XPN.
Yeah. This is like... And it's time. It's time. It really is. Wait, you're not putting me out. You're not changing the looks or
absolutely.
anything. Yeah.
Kathy O'Connell is still very much going to be wearing XPN. You know where you see all these in the World Baseball Classics in the championship where they point to their uniform. There's probably a name for that gesture, but anyhow, on your chest, Kathy's going to be wearing the XPN uniform for time to come as an ambassador of the station, and you will see her at XPN events, and I'm sure the festival.
Everything.
Right? I mean, if Kathy having conversations with kids is fun. Have you ever had an adult conversation with Kathy? Even more fun. Oh, my goodness. Well, we do have lots of plans. Yeah, we got the shows left that we're going to be running down, like 8 more shows.
Oh, yeah. The final 8 shows in June, which will sort of look back at some of the legacy of the program and some of the incredible guests and people who have been part of it over the years.
And I want to thank, I have a lot of people to thank. Truly, everybody who ever listened to Kids Corner, thank you. But I also have specific people. I want to start with the Grossman family and the Grossman kids, because long, long ago, they and Trout Fishing in America got together and gave us Kids Corner T-shirts that had Trout Fishing in America on the front and Kids Corner logo on the back. They were at the center of developing the fundraising arm of WXPN. That is how so many of you joined us. So I want to thank the Grossmans for being at the center of that. I want to thank Keith Brand, Professor Keith Brand, because when I first came here, not everybody loved me like they do now. And there were 2 or 3 who didn't. And he gave me flowers. He came in and answered the phones on Kids Corner, and he sent me flowers. As always, I am in a unique position to truly thank the little people for giving me a career. Basically, I fell into doing kids radio, and I'm just so grateful. And I have 3 specific people to thank. 4 if I count Roger, but I'll be thanking him from now until the rest of my life. You're never really getting rid of me, Roger.
No, thanks for the warning.
I said that at staff
compliment.
meetings. I will follow you to the ends of the earth, whether you want me to or not. But I want to. When I first came to WXPN, they put me up at the Penn Tower Hotel in University City, and I got a phone call. It's like, who knows I'm here? And I picked it up, and this voice said, "Hi, my name is Mike Weilbacher, and I was supposed to be a guest on Kids America as a dinosaur expert. And I hear you're coming to Philly, and I'm in Philly, and I'm wondering, can I be on your show?" So that was like the first way the Kids Corner got together. Mike Weilbacher led us to Derek Pitts. I want to thank Mimi Mann. I want to thank all the contributors who made, Ken Davis for history, everyone who made Kids Corner the wonderful, joyous experience it has been through good times and bad. I want to thank Paul Williams for writing the Rainbow Connection, because every time there was something scary or bad or something serious happening in the world, that became our musical comfort. And most of all, so the first Kids Corner happened January 4th, 1988, and I asked for volunteers and to come and answer phones. And on January 5th, 1988, Robert Drake started volunteering at WXPN. And eventually, and when I say eventually, I mean like a couple of years later, made himself so indispensable that we've been making Kids Corner together right since the beginning. If I'm good at what I do, and I am, it's because Robert Drake takes care of everything else behind the scenes. So I get the great luxury of, as someone someone long ago described my job on Kids America as, okay, basically you get paid for being Kathy. And I got to do one more thank you, and I think you know who's coming. I am really good at what I do. I'm good at talking to kids, and I'm good at being funny. And I turned on the TV one day in 1964, and I saw a man named Soupy Sales. And when I got a kid show, the previous host walked off the kid show, and I got a surprise kid show. That's who I learned to do this from. So thank you, Soupy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Roger. I love it here. And when I say I love it here, I really do. Really, people keep coming over and going, "Are you sure you're okay?" I truly am. I am just so happy to look forward to when it snows next year, when we got 2 feet of ice on the ground. Guess who you're not going to see? Just say it. But that's I have to say where you will see me, though. My first post my friend, is on July 3rd. I am going to be hosting an outside screening of 1776. Sing along 1776. And you know how I always warn you, if you shut it off now, it never gets sad? 1776 never gets really sad until 2026. So it's really, it's really, so come on out.
So I think the headline here is that Kathy is retiring from her day job, but she's not retiring from being Kathy O'Connell.
Yeah. And never.
And she will always be Kathy O'Connell, and she will always be Kathy O'Connell in our hearts. And we will be spending a lot of time talking about that. You know, when Kathy... when I came here 23 years ago, Kathy, as you've already heard in her conversation, she always ran a little scared or whatever. And she said, I think she maybe gave me a week in the job, and then said, okay, what do you think about Kids Corner? What's the future of Kids Corner? And I said, Kathy, my daughter grew up listening to your show. I am not going to be the general manager that takes Kids Corner off the air. It's actually part of the fabric of what WXPN is. You'll make that decision. And I had no idea you were going to wait 23 more years, but you did, and it's wonderful, and the community has benefited from it in an extraordinary way, and we're wishing you well, and we're glad you're still going to be Kathy O'Connell, and you're still going to be part of the XPN family.
Thank you.
Thank you all. So wonderful to be here with you and to have you be on the airwaves for across 4 decades in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. And Roger, you used a word I was going to use. Kathy, you really are part of the fabric, not just of XPN, but part of the fabric of Philadelphia. From WXPN host to XPN ambassador, Kathy O'Connell has announced her retirement. If you head to xpn.org, we've got it right up there, and that has all the details that you could possibly need, background, and the ways that we're going to be celebrating her. So more to come, celebrating Kathy. And this isn't the Oscars. I waited to play you off just for today. Gave you all the time you needed. But here is one more song for you, my love. And then Mike Vasilikos is in next. Here is Lyle Lovett and Randy Newman. You've Got a Friend in Me. We love you, Kathy O'Connell.